चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः. So today we'll try to discuss from Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 6th chapter. This is the first verse. So those of you can try, please try to repeat. Shri Prahlad Uvacha. Okay. This is how the Lord, let's see what's going on here.
डिस्कनेक्ट करके कनेक्ट करके देखो दोबारा. डिस्कनेक्ट आप
Display.
हाँ डिस्प्ले डिस्कनेक्ट करके फिर कनेक्ट कीजिए. या मैं इसको ऑफ कर दूँ.
So even the projector is getting in ecstasy.
अपना रिमोट पढ़ो. वो रिमोट पढ़ो. एक सेकंड.
So if everybody is not attentive, then Lord Narasimhadev, he always plays the trick. So he doesn't like people not paying attention. So kindly pay attention, because this is a very important subject matter what we are going to discuss. Okay. So Shri Prahlad Uvacha Omara Charetadnyo Dharmam Bhagavatam Iha Durlabham Manusyam Janma Adapi Adurvam Atha Dadam. Anyone wants to try? Yeah, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, the screen is not visible.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me share back. Okay, is it visible?
बर्थडे आया है.
Okay. Yeah.
हमको बुलाता है तुम.
Yeah, anyone wants to try? Yeah, go ahead. Kumar Acharit Pratyo Very good. Yes, Tulsi, go ahead.
Shri Prahlad Uvacha
Shri Prahlad Uvacha Dharmam Bhagavatam Iha Durlabham Manusyam Janma Didi Mataji. Yeah, go ahead.
Shri Prahlad Uvacha Kaumara Achare Prajno Dharmam Bhagavatam Iha Durlabham Manusham Janma Tadapi Adhruvam Arthadam.
Any Prabhuji's also try? Yeah, go ahead.
Prahlad Uvacha
Shri Prahlad Uvacha
Kaumara Achare Prajno Dharman Bhagavatam Iha Durlabham Manusham Janma Tad api adhruvam arthadam.
So translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So Prahlad Maharaj said, one who is sufficiently intelligent should use the human form of body from the very beginning of life. In other words, from the tender age of childhood, to practice the activities of devotional service, giving up all other engagements. The human body is most rarely achieved, and although temporary, like other bodies, it is meaningful because in human life one can perform devotional service. Even a slight amount of sincere devotional service can give one complete perfection. So now we'll try to read the purport. Anyone wants to read? Yeah.
The whole purpose of Vedic civilization and of reading the Vedas is to attain the perfect stage of devotional service in the human form of life. According to the Vedic system, therefore, from the very beginning of life, the brahmacharya system is introduced so that from one's very childhood, from the age of 5 years, one can practice modifying one's human activities so as to engage perfectly in devotional service. As confirmed in Bhagavadgeetha 2.40, Swalpam api asya dharmasya trayate mahitobaya. Even a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear, modern civilization, not referring to the verdicts of Vedic literature. It is so cruel to the members of human society that instead of teaching children to become brahmacharis, it teaches mothers to kill their children even in the womb, on the plea of curbing the increase of population. And if by chance the child is saved, he is educated only for sense gratification. Gradually, throughout the entire world, human society is losing interest in the perfection of life. Indeed, men are living like cats and dogs, spoiling the duration of their human lives, but actually preparing to transmigrate again to the degraded species among the 8,004,000 forms of life.
Anyone else wants to read?
The Krishna conscious movement is anxious to serve human society by teaching people to perform devotional service, which can save a human being from being degraded again to animal life. As already stated by Prahlad Maharaj, Bhagavata Dharma consists of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. In all the schools, colleges, and universities, at home, all children and youths should be taught to hear about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In other words, they should be taught to hear the instructions of Bhagavadgeetha, to put them into practice in their lives, and thus to become strong in devotional service, free from fear of being degraded to animal life. Following Bhagavata Dharma has been made extremely easy in this age of Kali. The Shastra says, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nasteva, 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 Gatiranyada. One need only chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Even engaged in practice of chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra will completely cleansed from the core of his heart, and be saved from the cycle of birth and death.
Hare Krishna. We chant these prayers. Om Gyanti Vidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Nitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Harijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanutansha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Bhakta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishvanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Bhaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Unless we chant the names of the Lord, he will not. Okay, I think again, let me. Okay, so in this particular chapter, so Prahlad Maharaj, Lord Narasimhadeva's appearance, especially it appears in the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So I want like everyone to keep quiet. Those who are not interested, they can go down. If anybody is making noise, I don't want to stop others from hearing, okay? So please be mindful.
Shall I take the kids down?
Yeah, I mean those who are very small,
Kids, you want to sit here?
less than 5 years can go down.
Okay. You all want to sit here? Yes.
So anyone wants to say anything about what we read today? From the shloka, any point? Yes.
So devotional service should start right from the childhood. Otherwise, you will eventually degrade back to other species, like 8.4 million species.
Yeah.
So you should.
Yeah, very important point. So devotional service, many a times we feel like it has to start in the old age, but this is given in Srimad Bhagavatam and has been especially mentioned by Prahlad Maharaj. So Prahlad Maharaj, he is preaching by his own example. He also started at a very early age. So anybody, that's why I said anybody who is more than 5 or 5 or above, should start, taking interest in devotional activities. Yeah, nice point. So any other point? Yes.
We should use the human body for doing devotional service because the human body is actually very good.
Yeah, so this human form of life is very rare. I mean, many people take it so casually, right? I mean, even at the verge of death, people are not interested in doing any devotional activities. You know? They just think like, okay, I will die, I will get another body, human form, and come back and enjoy, do the same thing. But that's not possible. Our Puranas, clearly explains that there are 8.4 million species of life. And one can be born in any of the species, not necessarily in the human form. So that's why human form is very rare. Yeah, very nice. Any other point? Anyone wants to? Yes, Mati.
Even a slight amount of sincere devotional service will give the complete perfect.
Yes. Yeah, very nice. Yes, Mati. Yeah, so Navada Bhakti is also mentioned in the purport. Yes. Any other point? Yeah, so what are we going to do today? Yeah, so we are celebrating Lord Narasimhadev's appearance, and we'll also try to see if we get some time, we'll try to discuss some of the pastimes of Rukmini Devi, Lord Vitthal, and we'll try to discuss a little bit on that. So let's see how the time goes. So today is also the disappearance day of Jayananda Prabhu. So Jayananda Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada said that he is one of the very dear most devotee to Prabhupada. And I think previously we had talked about him, but today being his disappearance day. So we'll also try to discuss some of the points. So Jayananda Prabhu, he was by profession or by education, he was a mechanical engineer. But in spite of that, he preferred to be a cab driver in San Francisco. So he met Srila Prabhupada and ISKCON, he came in touch. And after that, he was constantly helping all his life to Srila Prabhupada's movement, to spread the glories of the holy name, to spread Harinam Sankirtan, to help others to get this. So one time, he was gifted $5,000. Imagine we are talking about early 1970. $5,000 was a huge amount. And he took that $5,000 and handed it over to Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada, he wrote the Nectar of Devotion book with that money. So, Prabhupada has also mentioned in the book, thanking him. So today, if we get any money, especially we try to plan for ourselves or our family, right? But Jayananda Prabhu, he was completely dedicated to Srila Prabhupada. And he was also like Yudhishthira Maharaj. He was called as Ajata Shatru, means he had no enemy. His nature was so humble and he was so nice to each and every living being. He was actually a temple president, but in spite of being a president, he never mind, picking up a trash bag and going to the garbage, and throwing them off. So one time, one devotee, he was coming new to the temple and he saw him carrying the trash bag. And that too with a broad smile, and he was welcoming him to the temple. So he thought, oh my God, if a person who is carrying the trash bag, he is so happy in the temple, so what to speak about other devotees who are fully dedicated? He was really impressed. And later on he became, also a devotee. So just by having his glance, people used to become devotees. And he was such a great example that Srila Prabhupada, he personally mentioned that I want everyone to follow his example. And the reason being, the card that we see, Jagannath Ratha Yatra, recently we had, this wonderful festival by Kalachandji temple, and most of you have participated in that festival. To So you might know, like Jayananda Prabhu's picture is always put on every Ratha Yatra. On every card, especially the yatras conducted by ISKCON, they put the picture of Jayananda Prabhu. And that happened like when he left his body. Srila Prabhupada said that he was so pure and he was so dedicated that we should put his picture. And why that so? Because the very first Ratha Yatra conducted by ISKCON in the West, he was the one who built the cart for Jagannath Ji. For 5 days, continuously he was, spending time to construct the cart. He didn't go even to his room to sleep. He used to sleep near the cart only. And that too very minimal, like 1 or 2 or 3 hours. That's it. So he was so dedicated. Not only this, later on, like he got cancer. And on top of that, he never complained. He never said that, oh, I have dedicated my life, I am doing so much for the pleasure of the moment and Srila Prabhupada, then why Krishna should give me cancer? So in a very early age, but on top of that, he continued his service. He used to talk to the devotees who are coming and explain them about Krishna and his wonderful devotees. So that is how he was so dedicated. In fact, his mother also came one time and she gave some money for him to go into the hospital and take care of his cancer, He took that money also and gave it to Srila Prabhupada. And as I mentioned, he was driving the cab. So he was a cab driver. So whatever money he used to get by driving the cab, 100% he used to give it to Srila Prabhupada. Not a single dollar he used to keep from himself. Now just imagine what kind of dedicated devotees. And he didn't have a lot of knowledge at that time. But simply by looking at Srila Prabhupada, so that is the power of Guru. So when you get a bona fide Guru, seeing his dedication, you always get inspired and you want to do more and more and more for others. So today, we all have an opportunity to pray to him so that, we can also get his blessings and we can become more firm up in our spiritual life. So, getting into the story of Hiranyakashipu, as we all know. Now, Hiranyakashipu is exactly opposite of what Jayananda Prabhu was. Right? He, in spite of having everything, so that shows that no matter how much material opulence you have, you will never be happy and peaceful and satisfied in life. So anybody who thinks like, if I have 2 houses or 3 houses, or if I have maybe billions of dollars, Prabhuji, then I can peacefully chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So that is not possible. Here Hiranyakashipu is also raising his hands, but his intent is different. So we all know, like, his brother was killed by Lord Vishnu. He again wanted to take revenge of Lord Vishnu. So he started doing this tapasya. So even before this tapasya or austerities, he had such power that he was controlling, in fact, the entire universe, other than Satyaloka, where Lord Brahma used to be. All other planets were controlled by him. He did not need any AC or heater at home. So if he wants AC, he will simply look at sun, and sun will reduce its light and intensity. If he wants rain, he will simply look at Indra, and Indra has to shower rain. So to that extent he had material control. Prakriti kriyamanani gunakarmani sarvashaha ahankar vibhudatma kartaham iti mannate. Actually, the 3 modes of material nature is what is working in this world. But ahankar vibhudatma, out of false ego, one thinks that I am the doer. We are not doers. This body actually, in one sense, if you really understand, this body is being moved. Like even I am able to speak and you are able to hear only because of mercy of the Lord. We have nothing. I have not produced this body, or neither I have produced yours, or nor you have produced mine or yours. Lord has gifted this. Just like if you want to go from one place to another, we take car, sit in that, and then we go, right? But without car, can we go? Or without, let's say from tomorrow, US government says that, okay, all flights are cancelled. No more flights to India. What will happen? We won't be able to go. So same way, the soul, he cannot do anything in this material world without this material body. So first the Lord gives us this material body, and what do we do with that? So here, Hiranyakashipu, in spite of having so much of material opulence and control, he still wanted more. And what was he looking for? No death. Yeah, he wanted to conquer the death. And that's why he was pleasing Lord Brahma. And when Lord Brahma came, then he asked for the boon that I should not, I should not get death. And Lord Brahma said, oh my God, this is not possible for me to bless you like that, because even I am going to die. So what to speak about, I am making you immortal. So that's not possible. So he said, okay, maybe then I will ask something else. And then he asked, like, I should not be killed during the day or the night. I should not be killed by any weapon. I should not be killed by any human or any 8.4 million species, created. I should not be killed by any Devi Devtas. I should not be killed inside the house or outside of the house. So, in such a way he asked the boon that practically no one could kill him. And he became more and more arrogant. So same time, and he got the boon, and same time his wife was pregnant. So actually Indra, he took the wife Kayadu of Hiranyakashipu, and actually he wanted to kill her. But Narad Muni came and said, no, do you know what kind of child is there in her womb? He is going to be a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. So no need to kill. So Narad Muni took her to his place, and there he was constantly telling her different stories of Lord Vishnu, and constantly was engaging her in hearing about Lord Vishnu and doing kirtans, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And sometimes, like after hearing the stories, Kayadu used to sleep. But Prahlad Maharaj, inside the womb, he was continuously hearing all the different pastimes of the Lord. So because of the time constraint, I am going very fast, and I know like most of you already know the story. So we all know like Prahlad was born, Hiranyakashipu was very happy, his entire family was very excited. And as Prahlad started growing, and then Hiranyakashipu thought that it's time for him. Who is speaking? Can we take that child downstairs? So Prahlad Maharaj was growing, and then Hiranyakashipu, he called Shanda and Amaraka. At that time they were like IITs, okay, for asuras, demons. So they were very expert, and Hiranyakashipu, he registered Prahlad Maharaj in their school, and he started sending them in the school. And Prahlad Maharaj, he was sitting with all his friends there, and what was he doing? He was also inspiring them to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And not only that, he was involving them in dancing, So the kirtan was going on dancing. He used to tell different pastimes of the Lord. And all these children were actually of Rakshasas, They were very demonic in nature. They had never heard who is Lord Vishnu. But through Prahlad, because Prahlad heard these pastimes when he was in the womb. So that's why when mother is giving birth to a child, she has to be very careful, what she is hearing. Nowadays, people are doing left and right, not only that, while they are pregnant, they are eating, all different species of life. Instead of thinking like the coming child, he is coming into a rare human form of life, they are busy, gratifying their senses. So the more we can give the consciousness to the child. So Prahlad Maharaj is a great example, and this is again as part of Srimad Bhagavatam we see. So Prahlad Maharaj was discussing all these different pastimes. So when Prahlad was taken to Hiranyakashipu, and Hiranyakashipu, like any father will ask, right, the child, what did you learn in the school? So Prahlad Maharaj was also asked the same question. And then Prahlad Maharaj said, Mati ne Krishne parato satova, that this material world is like a deep dark well, and we are all stuck in this well. And the only way to get out of this well is taking the shelter of the chanting of the name Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And we all should aspire to become devotees of Lord Vishnu. Now just imagine Hiranyakashipu, who was, a strong enemy of Lord Vishnu. And he is hearing this from his own child. He got so angry. Prahlad, what is this? Who is teaching you all these things? And then he called Chandra and Amarka, and he's scolding them. Who is teaching him about Lord Vishnu? He is our enemy. And then Chandra and Amarka said, we never taught him. Maybe, somehow or other he is getting this knowledge. Maybe some other teachers are teaching him. Okay, we will promise you, next time when he comes, he will be changed. And Hiranyakashipu said, better that happens, And they again took Prahlad Maharaj. But same thing, instead of changing Prahlad Maharaj was, again preaching them to, why are you wasting your life? Why are you not taking shelter of Lord Vishnu? Our human form of life is such rare. And so through that, again Prahlad Maharaj was brought in front of Hiranyakashipu. And this time Hiranyakashipu, he thought that Prahlad has changed. Again he asked, what have you learned? And he said, I have learned the Navada Bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam. So he said these are the 9 ways by which we can become devotees of Lord Vishnu. And when we even follow any one of this process, we can become perfect devotees of Lord Vishnu. And not only this, if we can get the dust of the lotus feet of his devotees and take that dust and smear it on our head, then we can perfect our lives. Actually, we should give up everything, all attachment, material attachment, go to Vrindavan. Now this much, again, Hiranyakashipu, this was too much for him. And then he said, I think something is definitely wrong. And Prahlad, he made all the plans to kill Prahlad. So initially he gave poison through his own mother, and asked Kayadu to give poison. He drank the poison, nothing happened. Lord Shiva came, he drank the poison, nothing happened. Lord Vishnu protected. But again he was thrown from the top of the mountain. So what was he doing when he was thrown? He was not shouting, Mummy! Papa! What was he shouting? Yeah, he was calling for Krishna. Yes, so he was calling out the names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So sometimes we feel like, oh, these are all stories, and who has seen? I don't have any faith. But recently when ISKCON was established, there was one family, and they had a small kid like Palvit, of that age, and that was a girl, and as the parents were crossing the street, she went ahead, and she crossed already the street and went on the other side. And again, when she saw her parents, she started running. A bus came, with full speed. And the parents, they just closed their eyes. They couldn't see, their own daughter dying in front of their eyes. And when they opened up their eyes, the daughter was standing next to them. And they were surprised, like, how is it possible? And she said, Lord Narasimhadev, he came and he saved me. Look at my hands, and her hands had the markings, with the nails of Lord Narasimhadev. But the parents were again like, but how is it possible? And the child said, I started chanting and taking the names of Lord Narasimhadev. So, whenever we are in trouble, we should call out Lord Narasimhadev. Even in ISKCON, like when ISKCON was formed in New Vrindavan, there were some local people, Americans, as they were passing by. So there was a motorcycle gang, and they had guns and all. So when they used to pass by the temple, they used to literally shoot all of them, And then Srila Prabhupada, when he came to know, then he ordered all the devotees that we should build a wall bulletproof. So that temple was earlier called as Bahulavan. Today that Bahulavan is being destroyed. They wanted to construct another one. So that temple had that kind of wall, bulletproof wall, because of these people. And not only this, these people, one day they came inside the temple, they catch hold of the temple president, took him on the top of the mountain, and they were going to throw him from the top of the mountain. And at that point, they heard a big loud noise. Now we are not talking about Satya Yuga, we are just talking about 1970s. And they got so scared. And from there, they just ran away and never came to disturb devotees. And Prabhupada, from that point of onwards, Prabhupada said that we should regularly chant Narasimha prayers. So that's why we chant these prayers, Namaste Narasimha. So Prabhupada made it compulsory. So that is how Lord Narasimhadev, he was always, so Lord Vishnu was always protecting Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj was just 5-year-old boy. But we can see how peacefully he was, because he had full faith in the protection of the Lord. So one fine day, Hiranyakashipu, he really got frustrated. He said, like, no matter what I try, I'm not able to kill this boy. He personally again called him and said, Prahlad, from where do you get this kind of power? How is it possible that I am not able to kill you? He said, my dear father, I get the power from the same source from whom you get the power. Again he got angry, because he gets it from Lord Vishnu. And Hiranyakashipu was not ready to accept that I am also getting power from Lord Vishnu. So he said, what? Then where is Lord Vishnu? Prahlad Maharaj said, instead of trying to understand where is Lord Vishnu, tell me where is not Lord Vishnu. He is everywhere. Again, Hiranyakashipu was getting frustrated. What kind of counter argument he is making? So again he said, okay, so is he here Is he there? Is he in this wall? Is he in this pillar? And Prahlad Maharaj, he said, yes, he is in the pillar. He said, okay, if he is in the pillar, then I am going to kill your Lord himself, so that you will not get the power, and then I will kill you. And immediately he took out his club and he hit on the pillar. Bolo Narsimhadev Bhagwan ki. So actually, Narsimha Chaturthi is on coming Sunday. Okay. So why are we discussing early? So that we can prepare our mindset. We can prepare our consciousness to celebrate this wonderful festival. So Lord Narsimhadev, just imagine. So Hiranyakashipu was surprised because he had already got the boon that none of the gods are human beings and nobody can kill. Now he said, what kind of God is this? I have never seen this before. He himself was surprised. He was neither human being nor like an animal or nor like any of the Devi Devatas. His looks were completely different. And then, so it's a long story, but Narsimhadev and Hiranyakashipu, they had a good fight, and at the end he just took him on his lap. He sat down. Where he sat? Edge of the, so when we enter the house, right, the edge, so it's neither inside the house nor outside, right? So it was, what was the time when he killed? Neither a day nor a night, right? So dusk time, like when sun sets, it's neither a day nor night. So it was that time. And did he use any weapons to kill? Yeah, because he had the boon. He cannot be killed by any weapon. So Lord Narsimhadev, he wanted to protect the blessings given by Lord Brahma. Right? So he wanted to respect that. So he used his own nails. With that he performed the first surgery. Okay. Our doctors, they do surgery with scissors and different things, right? Here Lord Narsimhadev, he just did his own way of surgery and he killed Hiranyakashipu. And then he was looking here and there and he was very angry. All the Devis and Devatas, they have also come near Lord Narsimhadev. But even Lakshmi ji, she was not ready to go near Lord Narsimhadev. And everyone thought that now who is going to calm him down? He looks so angry. And finally everyone agreed that we should be sending Prahlad, in front of the Lord. Because it is because of him he has come. And then all of them, they push Prahlad forward and we see Lord Narsimhadev, he became very peaceful. And he was ready to give him any blessings. So he said, Prahlad, I am really very happy with you. What kind of blessings do you want? And then he said, I think, what is his name? Huh? Satvik, do you want to go down and pray? So if you do, next time you have to go down, okay? You have to sit quietly. Okay? So Prahlad Maharaj, he didn't ask any blessings for himself. So he thought that I have everything. I don't need anything, my Lord. I'm not doing any kind of business with you. So I don't want anything from you. So Lord Narsimhadev, again, he said, no, but at least ask something. Then he thought that my father was just killed by you. I would request, give him liberation. Now just imagine, this is how a devotee is. A devotee is forgiving. He is not holding grudges in his mind for others. That is the most important quality of a devotee, and we have seen that in many of the other devotees also, like Jayananda Prabhu or Haridas Thakur, he was also beaten up in 21 marketplaces, but he easily forgave. Jesus Christ, he also forgave, those who cheated him. So that is the biggest quality. So he said, please give liberation to my father. So Lord Narasimhadev said, I have already given him liberation. Not only to him, but to your 21 generations. So that is the importance of at least having one pure devotee in your family. If you can make one person who is serious in his devotional practices and he is serious devotee, then what will happen? The entire family, 21 generations, they will get the benefit. So that is the boon what Prahlad Maharaj asked. Also we have to understand, Prahlad Maharaj could have easily asked for anything, right? Just imagine, Lord is sitting next to him. In fact, he is only asking. He would have easily said, oh, I was not interested in anything, but Lord insisted and so I asked for something. He could have asked for a long life. He could have asked for anything, But again, he was not interested for asking anything. And in fact, all the different Devis, Devatas who were present, they also gave lot of blessings to Prahlad Maharaj. So, in our life, what do we see from this particular pastime is there are people so poor that the only thing they have is money. And Hiranyakashipu was a great example. What he had in his life was only money. He did not have good relationship with others because he was always envious. He was getting angry on people. He was punishing them. He was not letting them do what they want. If somebody was leaning towards Lord Vishnu's worship, he was strictly making them suffer like anything. Just like, some terrorists are troubling now. We see, right? They ask, okay, what is your... In those days, Hiranyakashipu time, they were asking, whom do you worship? If they say Lord Vishnu, then they are punished. So now, in the Kali Yuga, what is going on? They ask, who are you? What is your religion? And people are getting killed. So this kind of mentality, it can only be cured if Lord is merciful to them. Otherwise, they themselves cannot cure, nor someone else can go and preach to such people. So they are beyond preaching. So now we will quickly try to hear a little bit about Pandharpur. How many have been to Pandharpur? This is a place of Lord Vitthal in Maharashtra. So not many of you, right? So we'll try to quickly see some of the pastimes here. So these are also I think yesterday was Rukmini Dwadashi. So that means Rukmini's appearance day celebration. Just as we have Radha Ashtami, Krishna Janmashtami. So Rukmini Dwadashi. So this Pandharpur related stories, or this particular story that we are going to discuss, this comes in Padma Puran or Skanda Puran, Vishnu Puran, and these scriptures. So Pandharpur is, as I said, it is situated in Maharashtra, in Solapur district. Okay, it is situated towards the southeast. So, of all the queens in Dwarka, Rukmini was one of the principal queens of Krishna. And she was so special, right from her marriage time. So before we get into the pastimes of Rukmini and Krishna, we have to understand who was Rukmini. So Rukmini was an expansion of Srimati Radharani. So in fact, this is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita 4.90. The translation is, I have already explained. So this is what Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, is saying. I have already explained the meaning of Sarva Lakshmi. So Radha is the original source of all goddess of fortune. Okay, so all the feminine means all the devis, they come through Radharani. Whether it's Durga or Lakshmi or Saraswati or all the goddesses, they are coming through the Ladini Shakti, which is the internal potency of Lord Krishna. So Rukmini, again, like Radharani wants to please Krishna in different forms and in unlimited capacity, and that's why she expands herself in different queens of Dwarka or the gopis, So all of Rukmini's qualities are present in Radharani, but not all of Radharani's qualities are there in Rukmini. Okay? So Radharani is very special. But of course, when Krishna left Vrindavan, he went to Mathura and then Dwaraka. So there is a difference between Krishna, okay, who lives in Vrindavan and who lives in Dwarka. It's not the same Krishna. So that's why we say Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. So the one who lives in Vrindavan, that is different. And even in the spiritual world, so there is Dwarka, Mathura and Golok Vrindavan. So in Golok Vrindavan is the Krishna who lives in Vrindavan, who perform the pastimes. Everybody is with me, or am I complicating things for you? Okay. For some of you, you may feel little complicated, all these things, but yeah. So Pandharpur, this is a special place. This was also visited by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's elder brother, his name was Vishwarup, or what was his name? So yes, so his name was Vishwarup, and he had also gone to Lakshmi Pati Tirtha, and he had got the sannyas diksha from him, and his samadhi is there in Pandharpur. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's elder brother. Okay. Then we all know like Sant Dnyaneshwar, Namadev, and Madhvacharya had also visited Pandharpur, Ramanujacharya, Tukaram Maharaj. So Rukmini, as we all know, Bhishmaka was the king's name, whose daughter was Rukmini, and that king was from Vidarbha area. So by hearing about Krishna, Rukmini became so attached. In fact, she only heard it from the saints or other people about who is Krishna, what kind of activities he performed. And simply by hearing, she had developed such a faith, strong faith, that Krishna can come and protect me. I want to marry only Krishna. Who is more beautiful than Krishna? Who is more in strength than Krishna? Who is more wealthier than Krishna? She had that complete faith and surrender. So she sent a note when she got her brother Rukmi. He was trying to get her engaged and married to Shishupal. Okay, so Shishupal is again Hiranyaksha. Okay, he came in during Krishna's time. So same Jai Vijay, So he was Shishupal, and Rukmi wanted Rukmini to be married to Shishupal. So he arranged for everything, and one day before marriage, so she went to Ambika temple to take the blessings, and she had actually sent out a letter to Krishna through a Brahmana that please come and take me away, I am yours. So this is the power of hearing. Why do we have this program? So we can discuss about the Lord and develop some attraction for the Lord. So Rukmini, she is a very good example, and she is in fact the most best example, I will say, who had developed love for Krishna simply by hearing. And then, if we hear about Krishna without any envy, then only we can love him. So Rukmini, she didn't have any envy in her heart. Even Arjuna was told by Krishna that I am speaking this Bhagavad Gita to you because you are not envious. किसी से जलते नहीं है. They are not selfish, only thinking about what they are getting. So we all know then Krishna finally, he fought and took Rukmini and got married to her. And later on, Rukmini, so in our last Bhakti Vriksha program, we discussed about how Sudama got, the blessings from Lord Krishna. So when Sudama was visiting Lord Krishna, Krishna was literally washing his feet. Now Krishna is not looking at the material qualification of Sudama. Sudama in fact was so poverty stricken, he didn't have enough money to feed his family and to himself. He was not like a very great scholar or something. But Krishna is teaching through his own example how we should be receiving devotees, how respectfully we should be treating them, and not only that, how we can treat our friends genuinely, with great love and respect to them. So here we see that Rukmini, she was personally putting water on the feet of Sudama. Now she could have easily said, I am queen. Why I should be doing what my husband is doing? She could have just stood beside him and let him do whatever he wants, right? Who cares? But that is what she was very non-envious. She was very simple-hearted. She always wanted to accompany her husband in performing any rituals that he thought was correct. Also, another time we all know, like Satyabhama, she was trying to wake Krishna with her jewelries, right? So he put him on one side, and on the other side she was putting the jewelries. But again, Rukmini, she stepped in and told her that, have you put tulsi leaf? Unless you put the tulsi leaf, Krishna won't be satisfied. And then she put tulsi leaf, and then Krishna went up and all the jewelries came down. So again, she is not envious. She is also trying to help other devotees to get the love of Krishna. In fact, she was peer to Satyabhama, right? Satyabhama was also one of the principal wife of Krishna. वाइफ के बीच में कंपटीशन होना चाहिए ना. वो बोलती थी कि इसको लटकने दो, मैं बताऊंगी नहीं इसको कि हाउ टू प्लीज कृष्ण. But she was not having that kind of nature. So in the interest of time, I do have few more stories, but maybe we'll discuss in our next class. And I'll stop here. Now what we are going to do next is, for 5 to 6 minutes, Vrindarani, she will sing the Narsimha Kavacham prayers. Okay? So these are the prayers chanted daily by Prahlad Maharaj. So those of you can try to sing along. I'm going to put it on the projector also, so everyone can see what we are singing. So these are very, very powerful prayers. These are recommended to be sung by those who are expecting babies, or those who are going through hardships in their life. If you need protection of Lord Narasimhadev, and we'll read the translation also, what these prayers mean. So how Prahlad Maharaj is asking protection and what he is singing. So before I put on the Narsimha Kavacham, stop showing. So anybody has any questions, comments, wants to add anything? Yes.
There was a discussion, I'm not sure how true it is. People were saying that Krishna is the over form and you should be very careful while doing his prayers. So is it true or there is a misconception?
So it's true and false. True in the sense, yes, he is a Ugra Narasimha form, and actually when we install the Ugra Narasimha deities, and we do have that in Mayapur. So not everyone can worship such deities. The pujari should be very pure-hearted, free from any material desires. So if he has any, it's very dangerous for him to worship Ugra Narasimha form. But on the other side, that's why we should have pictures at our home of Lord Narasimha there, and we can worship. So if we have the mindset like Prahlad Maharaj, why he was not afraid? All the Devi Devatas, they were afraid. Even getting close to Lord Narasimha. Because Prahlad Maharaj knew that he is the one who is going to protect me. Just like your father, right? A father may be a military officer or a police officer, but for his own child, he is the father. He will go and jump on his head or play with him. So same way, So we can approach Lord Narasimha Dev with that kind of relationship, and we don't have to be afraid of him. Okay? Yeah, very nice question. Thank you for it. Anyone has any other question, comments?
Maybe later, you were talking about Krishna, right? He has three forms. One is in Vrindavan, one is in Mathura, and then Dwarika. How
Yes.
come it is possible like the Krishna is one, right? How come it is possible that you have identity?
Yes, this is also a very important question. We think that Krishna, God is one, right? How come he is in Vrindavan, he is different, he is different in Dwarka, he is different in Mathura. So we have to understand that Krishna, he has unlimited forms. And that's why Sheshnag, with thousands of his head, he says that even if I keep glorifying him, I cannot complete all of his pastimes and forms. So Krishna is unlimited. Krishna can be referred by any names. That's why in different religion God is referred by different names. Okay? It really doesn't matter. So Krishna himself, so Dwarka Krishna and Vrindavan Krishna, why there is a difference is in the mood. Vrindavan Krishna is very simple. He is a simple, coward boy. Whereas the Dwarka Dhish, he prefers to act like a king. The way he dresses, and that's why even Radharani says, I am not interested in this Dwarka Dhish. She is only interested in Vrindavan Krishna because the mood is different. All the Brajavasis, they don't love Dwarkadish Krishna but Vrindavan Krishna. Because there he acts like a friend. He will play with them. His leelas are different. His mood is different. So Mathura also same thing. So in Mathura also he was like, he was worshipped like a royal person. Because again he went back to his parents, right? And they were having all the kingly opulences. So he couldn't be approached easily, People have to take permission to go and meet him. But Vrindavan Krishna is like really roaming around Vrindavan without any sandals. Easily accessible to anyone and everyone. So his mood is very different. Okay. So So everyone is able to see. So this is Ugra Narasimha form. Okay? This deity's picture is from Mayapur. So of course there is a story, but right now we don't have time. But these deities are also very special. So one time there was a lady, non-Indian lady. She got cancer and she went to this Mayapur temple, and she was told by the pujari, you can pray to Lord Narasimha. And she casually prayed, and to her surprise, when she went back and doctor rechecked her, the cancer was completely gone. Okay, so he is very, very powerful. So with that mood and understanding, we should be chanting these prayers. Just reduce a little bit so you can also read the translation. We may not have time to read the translations, okay? But as we are singing these prayers, let me okay.
Jai.
सर्वरक्षाकरं पुण्यं सर्वपद्रावनाशनं सर्वसम्पत्करं चैव स्वर्गमोक्षप्रदायकं ध्यात्वा नरसिंहदेवेशं हेमसिंहासनं स्थितं विवृतस्य प्रियनयनं शरदैन्दुसमप्रभं लक्ष्मीनालिङ्गितवामाङ्गं विभूतिभिरुपाशितं चतुर्भुज कोमलाङ्गं स्वर्णकुण्डलशोभितं सरोजशोभितरस्तं रत्नकेयूरमुद्रितं तप्तकाञ्चन साङ्केशं पीतनिर्मलवसासम् इन्द्रादिसुरमौलिष्टं स्फुरन्माणिक्यदीप्तिभिः विराजितपदादन्न शङ्खचक्रादिहेतिभिः गुरुत्मत्मा च विनायात सूयमानं विधामितं स्वरितकमलसंवासं कृत्वा तु कवतं पते तप्तकाञ्चन साकेशं पीतनिर्मलवसासम् इन्द्रादिसुरमौलिष्टं स्फुरन्माणिक्यदीप्तिभिः विराजितपदादन्नं शङ्खचक्रादिहेतिभिः गुरुत्मत्मा च विनायात सूयमानं विधामितं स्वरितकमलसंवासं कृत्वा तु कवचं पठेत् नरसिंह मे शिरः पातु लोकरक्षात् सम्भवा सर्वगोपी सम्भवास पदं मे रक्षातु मधुरि नरसिंह मे दृशो पातु सोमसूर्याग्निलोचना कृतं मे पातु नरहरिवैयासु प्रिया नासं मे सिंहनाशस्तु मुखं लक्ष्मीमुखप्रिया सर्वविद्यादीपः पातु नरसिंहो रसनं मम वक्त्रं पत्वैदुवदनं सदा प्रह्लादवन्दितं नरसिंह पातु मे कण्ठं स्कन्धौ वृत्तनन्दितं दिव्यस्तशोभितो भुज नरसिंह पातु मे भुजं करो मे देववरदो नरसिंह पातु सर्वदा विरयं योगी सातेश्च निवसं पातु मे हरि मध्यं पातु हिरण्याक्ष वक्षकुक्षिविदारण नाभिं मे पातु नरहरि स्वनाभि ब्रह्मा संस्कृता ब्रह्मानन्दकोट्याकाट्यं यस्यासु पातु मे पतिं गुह्यां मे पातु गुह्यानां मन्त्रणां गुह्यरूपादिका गुरुमनोभाव पातु चारुणी नरारूपादिका जामे पातु धराभरा हर्ताय सुनुकेशरी सुरराजा प्रदापादो पादो मे नरहरीश्वर सहस्रशीर्षा पुरुषा पातु मे सर्वशस्तन महाग्रह पूर्वता पातु महावीराग्रजोनिता महाविष्णु दक्षिणे तु महाजनस्तु नैऋत्यं पश्चिमे पातु सर्वेषु दिशि मे सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंह पातु वायव्यं सौम्यं भूषणविग्रहम् ईशान्यं पातु भद्रो मे सर्वमङ्गलदायकं संसारभयता पातु मृत्युर्मुक्तिर्मुकेशरी इदं नरसिंहकवचं प्रलामुखमन्वितं भक्तिमान् यः पठे नित्यं सर्वपापे प्रमुच्यते पुत्रवान् धनवान् लोके दीर्घायुरुपादयते काव्यं यं कामायते कामं तं तं प्रभुति असंशयः सर्वत्र जयमाप्नोति सर्वत्र विजयी भवेत् भूमि अन्तरिक्ष दिव्यानां ग्रहणाभिनिवारणं विष्टिकोरकसम्भूत विषाकारणं परं ब्रह्मरक्षाशासनं दुरस्तारणकारणं भुजे देवातलापत्रे वा कवचैर्लिखितं शुभं करामुलेदितं येन सिद्धयेत्पन्नसिद्धया देवासुरे मनुष्येषु स्वं स्वयं जयन्द्रवे एकसन्ध्यां हि सन्ध्यां वा यः पठेत् नियतो सर्वमाङ्गल्यमाङ्गल्य मुक्तिं च विन्दते गां तुलसी सहस्राणि पठे शुद्धात्मनामं कवचस्य मन्त्रस्य सिद्धि प्रजायते अनेन मन्त्रराजेन कृत्वा विस्मारेण मन्त्रणां तिलकं विन्ययासे तस्सु तस्य ग्रहाभरिवरे तीव्रं जपमानस्सु नित्यं बाल्याभिमन्त्रया काशे द्योनरो मन्त्रा सिद्धध्यायनमाचरे तस्य लोहा प्रणश्यन्ति ये च सुखुषि सन्ता मनसा चिन्तितां त्यक्तु गर्जन्तं गर्जयन्तं निजभुजपटलं स्फोटयन्तं हठन्तं दीपयन्तं तपयन्तं विविधं शिल्पयन्तं शिखन्तं कर्दन्तं मोषयन्तं दिशि सततं संहारन्तं भारन्तं वीक्षन्तं पुण्यन्तं करुणिकराशते दिव्यसिद्धिं नमामि इति श्रीरमाणपुराणे प्रभावसिंहकवचसूत्रं सम्पूर्णम् नमस्ते नरसिंहाय नमस्ते नरसिंहाय Haribo Premanande.